In this video, I'm going to be shooting a watch for product photography. Coming up. Hey everybody, my name is Johnaccarato, and if this is the first time we are meeting, I'm a professional photographer living here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. And today I'm going to be shooting a watch, a G-Shock watch, and I figured I'd take you along on the shoot and show you how exactly I capture this image. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing, let me just talk about the equipment that I'm using here. I have some strip boxes here, some Profoto strip boxes, and I've got them with a couple Alien Bs right now. And then I also have a Profoto A1X up here. I'm using a Canon 5D Mark IV with a 100mm macro. I'm shooting tethered into Lightroom, and that way you can see the images as they come up. Okay, so what we're gonna do first is we're gonna just start off, you know, you always wanna start with one light at a time. If you start turning on all the lights and blasting, it's hard to figure out kind of what the lighting scenario is doing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on one light at a time. All right, here we go. So this is our lighting here. I'm gonna turn on the trigger, test it out, that's working. All right, now I'm gonna show you the composition of this is just, it's on a black acrylic base that you can pick up anywhere from any acrylic place. And then I actually grabbed this thing from my wife, and it's just a base that we have on our shelf, some fake flowers, but I thought the gravel and the grain and the green was kind of cool with the black watch and the blue watch face that's on there. So that's what we're doing. I am triggering everything with a Pocket Wizard Multi-Maxes on everything just because it's pretty smart. It just fires, that's all I need to do right now. No TTL, everything's manual. And so for the first shot here, I'm gonna dial it in. And I'm shooting at 1/60th of a second, f8.0 for aperture, and ISO 160. Let's take our first shot. Okay, I'm looking at this first shot here. You can see the gradient coming in from the camera right. It's got some nice highlights and shadows that's in there. I'm kind of digging that. All right, so let's go over and turn on light number 2. All right. Now I've got these diffusion panels that are right here. What that does is it really softens everything, and that's how you create this gradient, is getting a diffusion panel in between that and another light source like this softbox. So that's getting diffused. And then this, as you see, my light is angled a little bit, creates a little bit of a gradient. It makes a nice highlight and shadow on the product. All right, so that light's on. Now these lights right here, I think they're at a quarter power on both. And we will take our second shot. Okay, let's take a look at that. Okay, that light is coming in from the left, nice soft gradient on it. It's got a little bit of a highlight on the top half of the watch and not on the bottom, so we can probably fix that a little bit. Okay, the top part, where the green is, I kind of like that maybe a little bit brighter. It's got some kind of burn edges on it, but I think I might want to light that up a little more. So what I have here is a Profoto A1, and what I'm going to do is find this stupid battery. I don't know where my battery went. Oh, here it is. All right. Let's actually put a battery in it. That way it'll work a little bit better. All right. So we'll turn this bad boy on. I got it at a 7.2. I got the zoom. I got the head zoomed in really tight, and I also have a grid on the end of the Profoto A1 here. All right. Now, to make this thing fire, I've got a little trigger on here. It's set to X sync. That's how you set the A1 to work with Profotos and all these other things. That's how I'm going to get this thing to fire. All right, so we'll start at 7.2. I got this pointed right about the greenery, and we will take another shot. See if that lightened it up a little bit. All right, seems to have lightened things up a little bit. That's good. Just want a little bit, not a lot. I mean, you could really get carried away, and you got to watch the highlights on these things as well. Now, the only thing I don't really like is there's a highlight on the watch face that's coming from this light over here from the left. So I kind of want to balance that out. So because this watch is recessed a little bit, you get some shadowing in there, and that doesn't really look good for the product. There's so many intricate little watches and little hands and faces and things that you really want to highlight on the watch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in this white styrofoam bounce card, and it's just going to bounce. These lights are coming in from both these angles, so I'm going to try to pick up a little bit of that light and then bounce it into the watch face. And you can almost look at this watch. Now this watch, because of the reflections and the angle of reflection, and you have to be really cognizant of that. So this watch is not directly 90 degrees into my camera, or I would get some reflections back at it. So it's turned just a little bit so that it's angled off a little bit. Now when I take this white card, I can actually see it in the watch face as I kind of lift it up. So I'm going to bring it back just a little bit. I don't want to get too close to it. It looks like it's right in there. We're going to pop that. And that did it. It brought up some nice reflection or nice fill on that watch face there. It's really clear as we zoom in here and take a look at it. It's very, very clear. And you know, when the highlights are on there, you can always just reduce the highlights a little bit and bring that down, but it's nice and covered across the watch face itself. All right, and I think we've got gradients, we've got the watch face, we've got the details, got the greenery, and that's it. Just a quick tutorial. This is how I set up this watch to shoot. It's really quite simple. Get a macro lens. You got to get down there that 1:1 and really get the details in there. I'm shooting this pretty close down at f8. I could probably go a little more if I wanted to, because I got plenty of power to do it. But f8, all I needed was the watch face details in there and focus. So I hope you liked the video. If you got something out of it, great. Hit the subscribe button, like it, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.